So yeah, another certification video because I just passed the GCP Professional Cloud Security Engineer exam. And let's just dive right into it. Here is the cool Credly badge that you get after passing the exam. And I guess I can update my personal Notion. There we go. If you don't know, this is what I plan on taking as certifications. I do this end of year, beginning of the year kind of review video and tech that I'm going to be learning. So you can also watch that if you want. But we just finished with March, so that gives us 9 months left into this year. But here is the progress so far. So that out of the way, let's talk about the certification itself. So I tweeted this on March 24 that let's see if I can sit the Google Cloud Security exam by the end of this month. And I started the prep on 22nd March. The reason of such a short deadline was because I had a voucher as a GDE from last year, I believe, to sit any of the GCP cloud certifications that was gonna expire on 1st of April. Hence the tight deadline of, a week or 10 days to prepare for this exam. Now, before I share my resources, let's talk a bit about what the exam is, who is it for, and what you can expect on the certification itself. So the cloud security exam assesses your ability to configure access, secure communication, and establish boundary protection, data protection, manage operations, and support compliance requirements. Now, this is straight out of the certification guide, which you can find on the certification page itself. If you click on the exam guide, it'll take you here. I would recommend going over this guide before even you start studying for it, because it covers, all the different things that are going to be on the exam. So this will give you a solid understanding of services and how much weightage each of the domain has. Now, they also expect you to have 3+ years of industry experience, including more than 1 year of designing and managing solutions using Google Cloud. I do have cloud engineering experience and also some DevOps experience. I have built projects. I don't have 3+ years of security experience as per se, or cloud security experience. But if you're familiar with Google Cloud and if you practice hands-on labs and build projects with security in mindset, you'll be fine. Now, when it comes to exam details, you are given 2 hours and the registration fee is $200. For me, as I said, I had a certification voucher as being a GDE, gave me access to that. The format, there are 50 to 60 multiple choice questions on the exam. And now let's talk about the reasons why I took this exam, because you could be like, hey, Rishabh, you work as a developer advocate or evangelist at Twilio. Why do you want to take the GCP Cloud Security exam? And that's a great question, because I think I envision myself working in some aspect of security in the future. And when the transition kind of time comes, right, when I want to transition out of developer relations, not saying that it's going to happen soon, but whenever I decide that, I think the easiest transition for me is going to be cloud security. The reason being because I have about 5 years of experience working in the cloud engineering / DevOps engineer role. So I think it's easiest to kind of speak to those skills and then having the security niche applied, where I can kind of work as, the cloud security engineer. So those are my reasons. Hence, I wanted to gain some cloud security skills and become more proficient on GCP as the cloud provider. Now comes the interesting part of what are the study resources that I used. So I forgot to add one here, which is the book that I also kind of referenced every now and then, which is this official Google Cloud Certified Professional Cloud Security Engineer exam guide by Ankush Chaudhary and Prashant Kulkarni from Packet. Again, this is through the O'Reilly platform. Let's add that here. And this is kind of the priority on what I gave more preference. So first being hands-on projects and labs. You know me, huge advocate of that. I think that's the only way you'll learn skills that'll stick. Again, I'm not taking these certifications just to pass. Hence, it also proves why I'm able to pass these exams in like shorter period of time, given I have good amount of hands-on experience. But also, I'll show you a few of the projects that I built that gives me, really good insights, but it also helps me remember the details about certain services or features about certain services. So one of the projects is I updated my home lab. So if you don't know, I have a spare laptop that runs Linux server. So I experiment with either Docker or Kubernetes on it. And it has a bunch of like home server stuff that is running like Plex and other things. Now, what I have done is I also had like a general server in GCP, as you can see here. Now this is connected to my Tailscale network that I've set up. So I use Tailscale to access my, different devices when I'm remote. So, or when I'm not at home. So I can still access, my PC, but I hadn't set it up for my home lab. So recently I built this secure tunnel system. So it uses Tailscale, but now my Ubuntu server in GCP and my Ubuntu server at home can also talk to each other. And my Ubuntu server at home on the laptop is like as the manager, and this kind of server works as a node. So the plan is to have Docker Swarm as to run different containers in this manager node kind of setup. But yeah, I had to go through, VPC configurations, setting the networking settings so that this setup works. But maybe let me know in the comments. I'll make a dedicated video on my home lab environment. And then the other project that I built is a URL shortener that I built, and this is all hosted on GCP. You can access it on smlnk.def or dev. Again, this uses Cloud Run, as you can see, and this is an end-to-end project, and I can show you the architecture diagram here. So it uses a bunch of different services, and I also tried outside of this, I also tried Cloud Armor for this. So the user comes in, we have Cloud DNS routing the request to Cloud Run. Again, I'm also using Cloud Build for the container build itself. This is where I have the URL shortener service. Again, all of this is in Python, and it has the Flask application, which talks to the Firestore, which is acting as the database. Again, the idea with this was to gain some security skills as well as being practical with this project so people can use it. So, I looked into service principles, how to give secure access to one GCP service for another GCP resource, which is, all IAM. Then also look into cloud logging and monitoring. And then, as I said, I looked into Cloud CDN and Cloud Armor for this project and had it deployed for like a few weeks before I disconnected it, just from the cost aspect of it. But yeah, this was not part of the studying that I did in the last week. I was building this, before I started preparing for the certification. Okay, that covers hands-on projects. For labs, if you want, you have Google Cloud Skills Boost. I really like it. So you can, I think there are subscriptions for this, but there might be also free paths. So you can sign up for Google Cloud Skills Boost. Now, I already covered the book that I used to reference certain material. So like you can see, I didn't complete the entire book. I'm at 9%, but you can see I was reading about the Cloud Data Loss Prevention Service. And then same thing is with the Cloud Academy course. So as a community builder in AWS, you get access to Cloud Academy. And I used that to study through this course, which I did about 25% of it. And this course also has hands-on labs in it. But I didn't complete both of these things. I usually refer to them for like certain material or certain topics. Now, the Viz Labs practice exams. So I do have Viz Labs access on my own. So I used their practice exams, almost all of them. I think I just didn't do one final exam, but every other practice exam that was on there. So they had domain-based practice exams, and they had like a full exam practice test. So I did that. Now, when it comes to the study plan, I spent around 60 minutes daily. And as I shared, this tweet is when I started studying. I had almost about 8 days to fully dedicate towards this certification. Again, this doesn't include the URL shortener project because that was something I was doing previously. Now let's talk about the exam experience. So I passed, as you can tell, and it took me about 1 hour and 5 minutes to complete the exam. As mentioned earlier, you're given 2 hours. The badge, which is the Credly badge, came in after a day. You get a pass or fail as soon as you end your exam, but you'll get a note saying that it might take up to 7 to 10 business days. But the Credly badge came in the very next day. Again, Google Cloud certifications don't have a score report, so you'll only know if you passed or failed. Now, these are the topics that I would focus on based on my experience in the exam. So network security, no-brainer. You need to know how VPCs work, how you can make them more secure, how the subnetting works, firewalls, so how you can control the network traffic flow, how you can allow and block access based on different rules. There's also load balancing. Look into different type of load balancers that are available and which one you'll use when. Also look at the security features for load balancers, and then also private Google access. So think about, direct access in a hybrid approach, and also Cloud VPN. Then these two services as well, so Google Cloud Armor and CDN. For the data security, you want to focus on encryption, so protecting data at rest and in transit. What are different techniques, and some scenario based on when to use customer managed encryption keys. And then the service called DLP, or data loss prevention. So this is used to identify and protect sensitive information within your GCP environment. This one is important. For detection and response, there are a few services again. So Security Command Center, this gives you a centralized view of your security posture and threats. You have cloud logging, cloud monitoring, and another important one is binary authorization. So this ensures that only trusted containers are deployed to the GKE. And then you have security assessments. So GCP provides tools and resources to help you meet compliance requirements. And same goes for auditing. You can get access to detailed audit logs for GCP resources. And then there were some AI questions. There were few. So most of them were related to data. So think about encryption and how, you'll be given a scenario of this XYZ company wants to do something with AI, but this is their data. You get the idea. I don't want to go too much into detail on the questions itself. And then, as always, remember to practice hands-on by building projects and doing labs. But yeah, overall, this was my strategy and my study plan as I shared, along with the experience that I had for the exam. I hope you like this video. And if you're preparing for the GCP Cloud Security Professional exam, I wish you luck. Now, as in for next steps, as you kind of already saw in the beginning with my Notion page, I do have GCP DevOps Professional on the roadmap, KCNA for Kubernetes, and the AWS Security Specialty. So the theme is kind of, still security, but gaining some skills with containers. But yeah, that has been the video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.